Hi, third grade. Today we're going to look at Unit 9, Week 1, Day 3. Let's get started. A, R, car, R. O, R, horn, or. E, R, her, I, R, bird, U, R, burn, IVE, give, iv. UNG, lung, ung. UNK, junk, unk. A, Alaska, I, animal, or I. Nice job. Okay, today we have a word of the day, and as you can see, I have my 2 syllable frames for this word. The first syllable is survive. So for sir, what's the beginning sound? S, right. And we don't know if it's going to be ER, IR, or UR. So we kind of have a mystery here. We know it's going to be one of those But for vive, how do we spell that? V, I, long I, V, and E. Notice, third grade, we are not going, even though there's an IVE here, it is not saying IVE, give, iv. Okay? If you want to use your spelling options notebook or your dictionary, we've got to figure out our spelling option for survive. So go ahead and let's see if we can find it. S could be ER, IR. It's on page 54. Have you found it? Which spelling option are we going to trade in this blank for? Right, it's UR, SUR. So when we mark our word of the day, we're going to scoop our syllables. Okay, we are going to, did everyone get a chance to see it on page 54? It's there, so you can be 100% confident. SUR. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mark this. What kind of syllable is sir? R controlled, put an R, and remember we always circle the R controlled vowel. What about vive? Right, this is a vowel dash E, and it's not an exception. Why is it not an exception? Right, because this I is actually long, and this E is actually silent. Okay, so we're going to add our word of the day, survive, into our student notebook. So go to your vocabulary section. We've had a lot of words that start with S. We've had stretch, scold, shipment, scrapped, study, stable, settling, settlement. I think we're on the page 78 for our next S word. So pause the video and look on the screen to add this one to your notebook. Okay, let's check and see how you did. Does your word, is it spelled right and marked accurately? Double check. Okay, and now let's get our sentence. I'm going to say plants must have water to survive. I'll repeat it. Plants must have water to survive. Okay, and double check your spelling. How'd you do with water? You know it's W-A, I hope. All right, do you put punctuation and start with a capital letter? Good, and the last thing we need to do is scoop. Plants, I'm going to do it like this. Plants must have water to survive. I did 3 little scoops, but yours could be a little bit different. All right, nice work. All right, and here is our new concept for today.
Hi friends, I'm Mrs. Keo and I'm a literacy specialist with Wilson Language Training. Today we're going to be working on Unit 9, Week 1, Day 3. So today you're going to need, a little bit later, you're going to need your magnetic tile board. So you'll need that, but wait, you will also want to have your student notebook handy. So if you would like to get those together and have them just handy nearby so that when we need them, you have them close, go ahead and pause the video and do that now. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. So we are going to be looking at some R-controlled exceptions today. So let me build some words for you first. So take a look at this word. What is that word? Car. That's right, that is the word car. What is the sound that the AR is making here? Yeah, it's saying R. So the AR here says R. So now, watch me as I build this word. What does that word say? Well, if I read it this way, because this AR says R, right? So this would be kari, kari. Does that sound like a word that you have heard before? Maybe, but probably not the word that we're looking for. So what I want you to notice right here is that you have two R's. There's an R here with this R controlled, on this R controlled car, and then an R right there. So what we need to do is this. So I am going to, so I still needed those two R's there to spell this word, but now I can put an R, extra R there. So now I do have two R's here, but now this sound for the A is A. So now this word can be carry. I'm going to carry something into the classroom for you today, or you might need to carry your backpack home. So what I want you to notice with this is that the double R changes this vowel right here. So these two R's here are going to change this vowel so that this A now says A, the short sound. So listen for that. Do you hear A when I say carry? Do you hear A? You do. So the double R, when you see it like this, usually makes the vowel short. So let's try another word. So first I'm going to show you it this way. So let's put carry up there. Okay, so now watch what happens. Take a look, let's read this one. Sorry, sorry, because I have OR here saying or. What do I need to do? I still need those two R's, but I need them on another card. So I'm going to get rid of the OR. I'll bring my extra R from above, and now I need my O. So now, because of the two R's, the O can say ah, the short sound. So now let's read it. Sorry, sorry. So if you accidentally bump into somebody when you're walking in line, you would say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's try another word. Okay, so you're just watching it as I build it. You're watching. All right, so we have the AR here saying R. So I know it's going to say R. So this actually says, whoops, narrate. Narrate. Okay, so I think I need to do what I did up here. So let me get rid of this AR. Let me bring this, and I know that I need that A. So now I know that these two R's mean that this A can say A. So now let's read it. Narrate, narrate. So if you're going to narrate a story, you're going to be the person telling what's happening where, and then the people will speak their dialogue. But you're going to narrate that story and tell what's going on. All right, so that's what it looks like when we're using cards. So the big thing to remember is that these two consonants right here, these two R's, make this vowel, whatever vowel it happens to be in front of it, make that short sound instead of being R controlled. All right, so now let's take a look at how we mark up. words that are controlled exception. So where do we have some information on that? That's right, on the poster. So you have a syllable types poster in your classroom. And so look, we are down here. So we have already been learning and we've already done the R controlled syllables. So we've been working on that a little bit this week. So look, we get to do the big reveal of our exception. There we go. There's our R controlled exception. So let me explain that to you so that when you see this on your poster or it's also in your notebook, you'll understand what it is that you need to do. So let's first look at carry. So we talked about the word carry, how that first A is going to be short. All right, so let's take a look at this. So I'm going to scoop this word like this. So remember, each syllable needs to have a vowel. So these are the vowels. So this is carry. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark out this first syllable type, carry. Well, it looks like an R controlled, doesn't it? So I'm going to mark that R, but it is an exception. So we're going to X that out. And so that way I know that this AR is not making that sound that it normally does if it's an R controlled syllable or R controlled sound. It is making that vowel sound is short. All right, so let's take a look at berry, berry. So I'm going to scoop it, berry. And how am I going to mark this one? Whisper it to somebody next to you. What syllable type is this? Well, it looks like an R, but I know I've got these two R's, they're separate. It is the R controlled exception. And because it's the R controlled exception, that vowel is short. So that is how you mark up the R controlled exception. All right, I'll bring this back out later. You're going to add that a little bit later to your notebook. All right, so now we're going to look at spelling with the R controlled exceptions. So let me go back to here, move this down. Now, with the R controlled exceptions, if I have this right there, if I have the AR, does the A say A now? No, it's still saying R. But watch, what if I do this? I add my extra R. Now, does the A say A now? Yes, yes it does. All right, so listen to me. You're going to be my echo. Carry. Do you hear a short vowel before the R sound? Yes. So how many R's will I need in this word to keep that vowel sound short? Show me with your fingers. 2. So then I would be able to build that word. Find my Y. There it is. Just like that. Because the key is listening for that vowel sound, carry. So I know that when I spell it, I will need those 2 R's. Got it? All right, so now we will need your magnetic tile board. So go ahead and get your magnetic tile board out and get it open quickly and quietly. And I'm going to share with you my magnetic tile board so you can see that. Whoops, here we go. Okay. If you need to pause the video to make sure you're all set, go ahead and do that so we can all be together. Are we all set? Okay, now I'm going to dictate some words for you, and you're going to need to think about, well, do I hear that short vowel sound? And if you do, think about what you'll need to do. So we'll do these together. All right, so you're going to be my echo. Mary. So let's go ahead and look right here. Mary. Okay, so we've got that. So if you have your marker, handy. Be real careful not to touch any of the other tiles with your marker, but we've got Mary. So, so I know that I'm going to need, here we go, M, E, and I know that there's going to be an R there, Re. So I know that I need my other R, so I'm going to use my blank one. I'm going to write the R just above it, and then E. I know I need my Y. So Mary. Mary. Do you know what it means to be merry? Like people will say, she has a merry disposition. That means that she's happy. If you're merry, you're happy all the time. And so we want to have a merry day. So we're going to be happy today. But see here, we've got our two R's that makes this vowel say the short sound. How'd you do? All right, let's spell it away. M-E-R. This was an R. Y. Did you choose the correct Y, that vowel Y? Good work. All right, let's try this other one. This one might have a spelling option. So we still have those. So you really have to be thinking when you're spelling. All right, be my echo. Verb. Let's tap that one. Verb. Do you remember, where is that spelling option? All right, let's set it up. And what says when it's in the middle of those words? R-I-R-U-R. All right, so now we have some decisions to make. They're all going to say verb, but we need to find the one verb that looks right to us, verb. I think it might be this one. What do? We have to check. So let's get our student notebook. We'll go to the spelling options page. You can always pause me if you need a little bit more time. And I'm going to go to the V page. Do you see it? V-E-R-B. Let's check. V-E-R-B. Great. What if you chose something different? Or if I had chosen something different, what do? You change it and you look at it, verb, and you make sure that you read it. V-E-R-B. Excellent. With those spelling options, let's go ahead and spell that away. V-E-R-B, and then I-R, and then U-R. Okay, let's do one more word. Here we go. Carrot. Let's go ahead and get our lines because we've got a couple of syllables there. Carrot. Ca. Let's build it. And I know that I'm working with my R. Looking at my R. Carry. I was going to go spell carry. Here we go. Care. What's the whole word again? Tell me again. Carrot. Carrot. Here we go. I'm so glad you're there to tell me what to do. Let's take a look at that. Now let's read it. Carrot. C-A-R-R-O-T. So what is making this A say that short sound? The two R's are right there to do that. Really good. All right, so I just want to quickly explain one more thing to you before we are done with our lesson today. Some words, like the word hurry, are pronounced two different ways depending on where you live or depending on your dialect, and that depends on where you live. So depending on how you say it, it could be hurry. I say it with the hurry. So then I would need to do my spelling options procedure to figure that out. But if you are in an area, you might say the word hurry. You need to hurry with that. And what sound is that you making? Huh. It's making that short sound. So then you wouldn't need to worry about that. You would just need to remember you're going to have those two R's that are going to make that vowel sound short. Excellent job. So in your student notebook, I'm going to put this back up for you. And you can pause the video. But in your student notebook, you are going to add carry and bury as examples for your R-controlled exception. Okay, so you're going to put these in for the R-controlled exception to that R-controlled syllable type. All right, that was a fun lesson. Great job today. I'll see you soon.
Okay, so hopefully you followed those directions, and on page 26 of your student notebook, you went ahead and added those R-controlled syllable exceptions. Next to the word ferry, you should have added carry, and the only thing I didn't like was we don't put a macron over a Y when it's a vowel. You have to tell whether it sounds like long E or long I. But since these are multisyllabic words, they're going to sound like a long E each time. So did you add carry and bury on the bottom of page 26? All right, excellent. And the last thing we're going to do today is a very, very quick dictation dry erase. So take a moment, take out your slate, marker, and eraser, and we will get that started. All right, up at the top, there are 3 rectangles. If you're on your slate, if you're at home, just use scratch paper to practice. We're going to put sound 1, sound 2, sound 3. All right, sound number 1, or. Say it, or. One thing, write it down. Okay, let's see how you did. What says or? O-R, horn, or. Right. Let's go over here to the second sound. Your next sound is R. Say it. R. One thing. Go. All right. And how'd you do with that one? A-R, car, R. And in the last box, I want you to put This one has more than one thing. There are 3. Go ahead and write them. Okay. We have E-R, I-R, and U-R. Those were the spelling options that we were using yesterday, correct? All right, the next thing we're going to do is actually, instead of doing review words, we're going to review some Latin roots. So you don't need to mark these. And if you need your student notebook and you feel a little bit rusty or shaky and don't remember, the Latin roots were on page 43 in your student notebook. Okay, the first root is scrib. Say it. Scrib. Scrib is a Latin root that means to write. So think of the word scribble. Okay, you're just spelling it on your slate, no marking the roots. All right, here we go. Let's spell it together. S-C-R-I-B. Excellent. All right, let's go down to the next line for our second root, which is struct. Say it. Struct. Struct is a Latin root that means to build. Think about if you construct a tower, you build it. Okay, so let's spell it. S-T-R-U-C-T. A lot of Latin roots have that ct blend at the end of them. And your last Latin root is cyst. Say it. Cyst. Go ahead and spell it. Cyst is a Latin root that means to make firm. So if I insist that you do something, I mean it. Okay, I'm very firm on that. All right, let's go ahead and spell it. S-I-S-T, cyst. Awesome. All right, erase your 3 Latin roots, and we're going to do 3 current words from Unit 8. And Unit 9 we're on. With Unit 9, we're doing R controlled. So you might need your spelling options section out to know which sound. The first word is chart. Say it. Chart. Let's tap it. Ch-R-T. Chart. Does that have a spelling option? No. So this should be quick. Spell it and mark it. All right. Let's spell it together. C-H-A-R-T. Right. We know the only R sound is A-R. Did you scoop it? It's one syllable and mark it as R controlled. You should be circling your R controlled vowel. And I even underlined my digraph there. Okay, good. Now I'm going to erase chart because when I mark words, it goes beyond where I want it to, and I don't want it to look sloppy. Your second word is thunder. 2 syllables. Thunder. After lightning strikes, usually there is thunder. Go ahead and spell it and mark it. And if you need to look it up in your spelling options section, you can try. Okay, how'd you spell the first syllable? Thun. There's no spelling option there. Thun. And then for der, did you pick D-E-R, D-I-R, D-U-R? Did you find it on page 55 of your notebook? You should be 1000% confident. It's D-E-R for thunder. And make sure thun is closed and der is R controlled. Are you circling ER? All right, we only have one more word. And your last word is sturdy. Sturdy. When a table doesn't wobble, it is sturdy. Go ahead, spell it and mark it. Look it up if you have to. Okay, notice our spelling option was in the first syllable. You should have been able, though, to be confident. It's on page 54 in your student notebook. Stir for sturdy. It's S-T wet. U-R-I-R-E-R. You are right. And then D is D-Y. And please mark that that's open and the Y is making a long E sound in sturdy. Excellent. All right, the last thing we're doing for our dictation dry erase is one sentence. Your sentence is, my partner, you might need your spelling options or your dictionary. My partner, there's two R controlled sounds in there. Partner. My partner is as tall as me. One more time. My partner is as tall as me. And I'm looking to see if partner, it is on page 51. That's your Unit 9 word. You should be confident. All right, let's check. Did you start with a capital for my? Part, A-R, ner, E-R, is as tall as me. Did you get punctuation? All right, and let's just scoop it. My partner, I'm going to do 3. My partner is as tall as me. I think it sounds good that way. What about you? All right, 3rd grade, nice work, nice practice today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.